All right, so I finally put together the kit for February, and it's kind of a hodgepodge. It's a little bit of steampunk, it's a little bit of Sherlock Holmes, it's a little bit of grunge, a little bit of industrial. So, whatever you like during that time period, you can very easily incorporate into this journal. Okay, so what we're going to do together with this kit is concentrate on the cover because that's going to be the most time consuming thing. And as you can see, I haven't even done the inside. This I just put another journal in there to prop it up. So I've only done the outside, and that's what we're going to concentrate, just so you know. But in the kit, all the stuff that you can use to embellish the inside is also going to be in there, and I'll show you all of that good stuff. Okay. So the printouts aren't going to be as many as before because there's a lot of other elements that I'm going to be incorporating. So um, this is all that same time period, what we would consider the steampunk period. I'm new to steampunk, so I got a lot of direction from a lot of people. And then here's some info on Sherlock Holmes, and we'll have a few of those printouts to um, incorporate that into the journal if you so desire. Okay, so now comes the stuff because to me it's all of the crazy stuff you can play with that's going to be important. I'm just putting that there to lay stuff out on. All right, so we're going to have, and everybody's is going to be a little bit different because a lot of the stuff I have is like one of a kind. So you're going to get some bottles because I've seen how they really look really cool in the covers also, or if you decide to make a box. But anyway, you're going to get a bottle and a light bulb of some color and some size. Again, they're all going to be different. Um, you're going to get another cool bottle in case you're making a box. I'm thinking in case you do that, but um, those other ones are perfect if you're going to put it on the top of the book. And then if we're going to do Sherlock Holmes, hello, we have to have a magnifying glass. We have to have a magnifying glass. And then you have to have a lot of little metal components. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. These are how we do how we're going to do this here in the front. So we need those and other little metal pieces, wires, little, aren't these cool? Little things like that to play with. I have a die that does bugs. And you know, a lot of the steampunk has these metal bugs. So I took out, I used my metal tape and I did some with that. So I'm going to be cutting out a few of those. It's very laborious, let me tell you, because it doesn't want to cut it because of the glue on the tape. Anyway, but there'll be a few of those in there for you to play with. It may not be necessarily those bugs, but you know, because there's several in the die. And then here's just a few other things to be able to put down the straps to secure those. You're going to get a scrap of leather because they use the different leather to put little straps. You might want to do that somewhere on the cover or somewhere else. And because we are going with some old, uh-oh, sorry about that. Someone just bought something. Um, and because, it's vintagey, so I'm going to put some of the vintage tape. I gathered some of my grunged up papers that are leftovers from my eco printing. So I've cut up some of those scraps. So there'll be a few in there that you might, I don't know where you're going to want to incorporate it. We're going to do this all together. These look really cool. You know, those are the things for the money. But when you put the alcohol ink and, you know, put things back there, looks cool. You can always put this tape on there if you don't have any of the ink. And then these are the gauges that I used for the front of the book. So that's going to be there. I have these stencils, and we're going to be using these. So there'll be a couple of those. It might be a letter, it might be numbers. Um, I love, love, love this envelope. It's a little bag, actually. And that goes with that Victorian era look. I think it would look really cool to use that somewhere. Don't know where. Numbers were big, you know, math. They were inventing all these things and grunge that up a bit. This is the paper that I use to make these straps. So you'll have that paper to make the straps. And then I should leave this over here and keep referencing it. And then this, I don't know if you can see it. There you go. Is what I use to do this portion back here. So there'll be one of those. And then there'll be one of these with the metal attached to it, which is what I used on here. So you'll get that. We're also going to do an let's call this A. We're going to have a B cover, and you'll find that out later, but you'll be using this. I love, love, love these gauges, so I just decided to print that out. And let me get the rest of this. I have a mechanical book or mathematic book, excuse me. I think this is from like the 1920s, 18s. I don't remember. I'll have to double check. But you're going to get several pages of that to incorporate. I had this book of curiosities that if you go to my live, you saw those. And you're just going to get like 2 random pictures from there. I have another book that has a lot of mechanical doodads that I thought would be kind of cute to cut out and put on our pages, or use the entire page, whatever you choose to do. I love these. When you put old grungy papers in here, we're going to cut these in half and use them, and we'll use those as little pockets inside of our journal. And then, don't know if you can see it, but this has the alphabet. There you go, capital and small letters. And we're going to turn these into looking just like the metal that the cover of the journal looks like. We'll be doing that together. And then, of course, you know, what's a little journal with a couple of ledger papers. Is that all? Oh, and these. We're going to magically turn these into metal. Okay. Lots of stuff. But just I'm gonna have to mail it in a box because these things are breakable. Obviously, can't put them in a package. So when you receive your kit, these papers are going to be folded. But I positioned each picture so that it can be folded and not be folding on any picture, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, so those will be folded up like that in your box because obviously they do not fit like that. Okay. So we're just going to call this steampunk. Okay. Excuse me. And so this kit will be in the Etsy shop. And then for the month of February, we will be working on this. Okay. I'm kind of excited. I had fun doing this, and I know you guys will have fun doing it too.